السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. So, actually we were reading from Riadul Saliheen, but when is Ramzan is approaching, so I think that we can take some hadith in regard of Ramadan or fasting of Ramadan. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. हाँ कम है इसकी आवाज़, इसी करना पड़ेगी शायद, इसी से करें मगर हाँ ये बार नहीं चल रहा। कौन सा من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. This hadith reported from Bukhari and Muslim that anyone who fasts Ramadan believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accepting the ajr from him, so his or her sins will be forgiven. So this Ramadan, yani putting two conditions, one iman and second ihtisab. Now of course it is not condition for Ramadan, it is for every action. Whatever we do, because iman is essential, or you can say the first thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept anything, any good deed without iman. And ihtisab means when we count Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward. So it is also a kind that we are mindful about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is watching us, He is recording us, and He will, put value of our all actions. But why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said iman and ihtisab for fasting? Because fasting itself is not any action. And if we are just abstaining, or you can say leaving drink and food, that is it. So Sawm in Arabic means to avoid. Yani in old days, when the people prepare their horses, especially for war, so what they do, they just stop feeding them. So they become very, you can say, according to our term, become diet person, and their body become very, very light and very strong. So Sawm, coming from that word, so it means imtina. Imtina means just like if we are not doing anything. So not doing anything is not action, but it considered action because Iman saying to us. Yani amal, after Iman amal, but this is not amal. But when we fast for the sake of Allah and nobody watching us, and we are keeping it as it's supposed to be, so it is only based on Iman. So Imanic, and you can say the relation with fasting is stronger. Otherwise, suppose if I am praying, right? So pray means, for example, it is ibadah, and it is Iman-based ibadah. But sometimes, for example, if I do something, people watch me. But I am fasting, nobody knows that I am fasting or not, right? So it is between me and between Allah. And there is the reason another hadith says, as-sawmuli. Fasting belongs to me. It is only me who will decide how much value it has. And I will decide about it. Even the angels, they are not giving the real value or position of fasting. And ihtisab is actually that whatever we do, maybe we do for show off, maybe for some other benefits. But fasting is actually, it is not giving me any value or any credit or any kind of thing. It means make me only when I am doing for the sake of order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me to do it, so I do it. So Iman and Ihtisab become very, very essential part of every ibadah, but especially for fasting. And the fasting make my sins will be voided or wiped out. Mostly it means yani, sagira, the minor things. And minor sins can be removed by many good deeds. Just like, for example, making wudu, walking for masjid, doing sadaqat, right? Many things. So one of the thing is also, but fasting, the sin of kabira, if person make tawbah and determine not to avoid it and not do it again so it is also be forgiven from the fasting of Ramadan. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إذا جاء رمضان فتحت أبواب الجنة وغلقت أبواب النار وصفدت الشياطين. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is also reported by Bukhari and Muslim, when the time arrived, Ramadan time arrived, so the Jannah gates are open, and the doors gates of hellfire is closed, and the angel or shayateen, you can say devils, are chained. It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a special occasions, special weathers. Like we have different weathers, right? Some weather we appreciate, some paper we suffer. So Ramadan is a weather of increasing multiple reward of ibadah. Ramadan, mostly the word is the 9th month of lunar calendar. And the meaning of Ramadan is actually coming from the very, you can say, scorching heat. Because maybe, for example, when Ramadan started, with it maybe you can say the summertime. But now ulama say the Ramadan actually, in other meaning, is that it actually kills the germs of sins, right? Just like if you have some kind of, healthy kind of environment, so it remove all kind of bacteria and so on. So Ramadan is actually burning the sins or the bad things from a human being. So this hadith saying that the Jannah gates are open. Jannah gates are open, or hell gates are closed. It means not that it is now closed. So if some kafir die in that time, he will not go in hellfire. But it means the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala offer is great opportunity for you not to go to hellfire. And if you do something good, the Jannah gates just like a welcoming you, easy entrance. Just like Rasulullah, another hadith said, there's a special gate in Jannah, Babur Rayyan, which is only for those who are fasting. So it means, for example, the month of Ramadan is making easy option to go Jannah. And if someone is still not taking this option, of course, the person will be written the person of hellfire. And it is his, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even closed it, but Allah will not let him do in Jannah, not go to Jannah. And sufidat shayateen. In other hadith it is said that the nasty or very bad kind, or you can say the very arrogant kind of shayateen, they are chained. It means what? Just imagine, suppose if some person is sick, right? And the person admitted in hospital. Hospital doing what? Two things. First thing, they are diagnosing the disease and giving the medicine. But the other thing they do, they provide a healthy environment, bacteria-free environment. So the person who is losing his immune system, it becomes stronger, right? And when he come back from hospital, this immune system will work. So it means, for example, Ramadan, human being, we have two problems. One problem from our inside, our own nafs, right? Our nafs has a desire, and it is pushing me to do this and this and that. But we have an external power also, which is pushing me. So shaitan is just like external power. So imagine that when the external force is not pushing me, my nafs become weak. And now I have an opportunity to make my nafs going to right direction easily. So this is the meaning. Otherwise, you cannot say, okay, when shaitan is not working, still people are doing bad. What is happening? Right? It is happening. So I say sometimes shaitan goes before Ramadan, but he programmed us. He already leaves some kind of, germs which continue after Ramadan. But it is not the issue. But issue is that, just imagine, suppose if someone is doing a bad thing and people are not appreciating it, so it is not good thing for this person. But suppose other people appreciating do it, so then this will become very brave, right? He do openly. So shaitan is actually always pushing us for do something bad. But when shaitan's control or power become reduced, so inshallah, any human nafs is in a position to get it immune against evil. Immune is stronger. And after Ramadan, it will continue. The other hadith said that لا يتقدمن أحدكم رمضان بصوم يوم أو يومين إلا يكون رجل قد كان يصومه صومه فليصوم ذلك اليوم. If someone is Ramadan is coming, so Ramadan based on the moon sighting. So suppose, for example, there's a 30th Shaban or 20th Shaban and moon sighted. So then our first Ramadan will start. And it was not, for example, advised to think that if we start one day earlier, it will be more rewardful. Right? So Rasul said, don't start your fasting of Ramadan before day or days, 2 days of Ramadan. Why? Because it is, first thing, it is confusing. Because we don't know, for example, when Ramadan starts. Second thing is that I think it is more rewardful. But our journey with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is under His order. When He say go, we go. When He say stop, we stop. Right? So Ramadan, suppose we start after sighting moon or declaration of moon, then we start. But one issue is coming here, mostly Yawm Shak. And when you are not sure, moon was sighted or not, and there are some kind of different opinions. For this reason, if someone do fasting, it is okay, but not as a value added thing or as a extra benefit from it. But otherwise, the Sahaba's pattern and even Rasulullah encouraged to do fasting in early 15 days of Shaban. Right? So suppose some women, when they were, Aisha radiallahu anha said, I missed some fasting in previous Ramadan. So now the next Ramadan is coming, so I do my fasting before Ramadan starts. So in that sense, Salama also reported, so it is encouraged to do first half of month of Shaban, but to not to confuse people. Because suppose some person is very known and is fasting, so common persons think that it is a good thing to do, right? So in this way, our value of Ramadan should be maintained inside Ramadan, not outside. Same thing suppose fasting of Eid, right? Same fasting is good in Ramadan, not good in Ramadan in Eid. So this is a hadith Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, it is reported by Tirmizi, إذا بقي نصف من شعبان فلا تصوموا. And when the next second half of Shaban is there, don't fast. Except if you have some missing fasting, or you regularly do Monday or Thursday's fasting. So it is not the issue, but as a no reason, it should not be. إذا رأى أحدكم الهلال فيقول اللهم أهله علينا بالأمن والإيمان والسلامة والإسلام ربي وربك الله هلال رشد وخير. When you see the moon, so make dua. Oh Allah, make this hilal of peace and iman and protection and Islam. And O moon, your Rabb and my Rabb is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we hope that this hilal will be a hilal moon of rushd, khair, of khair. This is a very good dua, and actually, now in these days, I noticed that in social media, people quote the dua of month of Shaban, dua month of Ramadan. No, it is for every hilal, right? Round the year. So this dua not limited to 1 month or one thing, but it is for all when we see the moon. So we do this dua. And this is actually according to the Rabbi wa Rabbuk Allah, Allah subhanahu said in the Quran, لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله الذي خلقهم. The mushrikun, what they do? They worship moon, they worship sun, right? Allah subhanahu said, why you are worshipping them? Worship the one who created them, right? So when we see a hilal, so we feel happy with it. But it not means, for example, it is making any change in our destiny or any influence in our life. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who, and this is one of the issues which Islam reject, the idea of just like prophecies. We will say the moon or the stars making destiny, with checking this. No, it is not happening. Rasulullah said in one hadith, a person become believer through one star. Other person become non-believer through other same star. So one person said the rain is coming because the star is moving, or a star is in this position. So he become non-believer. And say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bringing rain, so he become believer. So these are all factors, but not have any kind of interference in Allah's decision or running the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is one of the issue which make us to be different from mushrikun. Those who worship anything they feel it hurt them or benefit them, they worship it. And this is the reason why Quran says you are worshipping, they cannot hurt you, they cannot benefit you. One of the issue which is mostly come especially in Ramadan and in Eid time. So Rasulullah said, the hadith says that صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته فإن غم عليكم فأكملوا عدة شعبان 30. This hadith reported by Bukhari and Muslim. Fast by seeing the moon and break the fast by seeing the moon. And if you are not sure or there is a cloud there, so don't do wait for 30th. So there are few standards which is established by Islam. First standard that lunar calendar is either 29 days or 30 days. It will not be 28 days. It will not be 31 days. Right? It is a standard. This is the first criteria. Second thing is that the rotation of sun is very, very minutely perfect, calculated perfect. Even if for million years you can make maybe the era fraction of second will be there, because its rotation is in one direction. But the rotation of moon is not this way. It is going up and down. And it is cycles, right? So the moon sighting actually make a possible with three things. First thing, the moon completed its birth, right? And it is now maybe seen after sunset, right? And it remains for a few minutes, at least 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So many times the issue comes in our situation when we are living here, and sometimes moon is not visible. So we have different kind of standard developed here. One is calculation, that we can say, okay, the moon completed its journey 1 month, and birth of moon happened, and now after 12 hours, it is possible to see in sunset time. Right? This is calculation way. The other way is that we can see moon according to local sighting. Every area decide their own. The third is global. We can declare moon sighting from if it was sighted anywhere in the world, right? So in that way, there are three criteria, and most of the time there are many different versions are affecting. Many masajid are following this or that. I am actually with global sighting because it is confirming the Quran and also the Hadith. Which Hadith says, "Sumu de ru'yati." Ru'ya is actually seeing by eyes, and not naked eyes. You can see by binoculars, you can see by telescope, but your eye is supposed to be seen. So the problem in this that sometimes you are not sure when you will declare it. Right? There's some kind of issue. So people take other option that we say, okay, we make our calendar and we go with the calculation. So there is this issue for me. It is not the aqidah issue. It is not kufr and iman issue. Right? It is not halal and haram issue. But it is issue of stronger opinion or weaker opinion. Rajih and marjuh. So if we agree on this is okay, if we agree on other one is okay, but most of the time it not happen. So different masajid are going different way, and then people feel bad, especially Eid day, that one masjid doing Eid this day or that thing, so on. But again, the issue is that we should make our effort and go with our opinion, but we supposed to accept other opinion as well. This is the way, for example, we can tolerate in our time. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Tasahharu fa inna fi as-suhuri barakah." And لا يزال الناس بخير ما عجلوا الفطر. There are two standards. This is very strange thing that the suhoor means when early food before Fajr starts. In our time of Ramadan, fasting starts with Fajr. So when Fajr time is there, before that we can eat. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged. It is not mandatory. Suppose a person, he ate something after Isha and he slept, and he didn't take anything, and he made niyyah. So the Ramadan is okay, fasting is okay, but it is advised to do it suhoor. And it not means suhoor means full meal. Sometimes we think that we have a full meal. No, you can take dates, you can take some drinks or some healthy thing. It is also there, or even the sip of water. But it is one of the thing, especially in our time, I noticed that mostly young people, they say, no, we are fasting. And so, no, we don't need it. It is okay for us. So health issue and deen issue become mix. Sometimes we are going with health, sometimes we are going with thing. But I'm saying, for example, even you don't eat, just to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, take a sip of water. That is it. And sometimes it happens that suppose a person working in night time, right? So maybe it is okay that he not able to sleep night time, so he can, when he came back to home, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, he takes something and then he sleep. So it is not any halal haram issue, but it is good sunnah to follow it. And same thing is that this is very special thing to know. Doing delay in suhoor is recommended. And doing quick breakfast also recommended. And surprisingly, I say you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمْ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. Yani continue eating till the white thread and the black thread become distinguished. And white thread means day, or the rays of day. And black rays mean night, right? So when the suhoor, or we call it fajr. So we have two fajr. One fajr kazib and fajr sadiq. Fajr kazib means when some kind of rays is spread. So it is not real suhoor. It is suhoor time, it is not fajr. But when the horizon become little bit white, it is sadiq, or you can say the fajr sadiq. So in that sense, it is the time where we need to stop. Here in our situation in Canada, the problem is that, as I say always, that we have 2 times or 100% perfect. 2 times. One is sunrise and one is sunset. Exact, right? They can say you when sun will rise, when sun will set. But the three timings, which is based off our salat and fasting, one is Fajr, one is second one is Zenith, the Zawal, and the third one is Shafaq. Right? Shafaq means white part or reddish part, and so on. So the suhoor time is actually based on calculation. And this is the reason why you will say in different calendars, different timings. Right? And mostly the difference is 10-15 minutes. So I mostly, people ask me which time we follow. I said, take what is the latest time. What is the more time giving you? Suhoor, take it. Because some people, they make calendar on the ihtiyat. And they can say, stop 10 minutes earlier. But imagine, sometime a person woke up by alarm, he missed the alarm, and he woke up. And there's a 10 minutes time. Can he eat or not? Yes, he can eat. Right? Even Rasulullah ﷺ said about there is a two azan in the time of Rasulullah ﷺ. He said, Inna Bilalan yuazzinu bilailin fakulu washrabu hatta yuazzinu ibn Maktoum. The Bilal was doing first azan before Fajr. So he said, continue eating. When Maktoum saying azan when the Fajr started. So in that sense, for example, sometimes we are very time sensitive. Oh, 1 minute become more. So it is not the issue. Abdullah ibn Umar, he has some food. And people say, no time. He says, let complete. Take it, eat it. And then you will go. So in that sense, the calculation giving me little bit, 5-10 minutes, margin, we can do it, inshallah. And the second thing is that to do quick. So of course, I cannot do before sunset, right? If something happens, suppose I thought it was sunset, and it seems to me later, it is not. I have to repeat my fasting, right? Because it is exact timing. But again, at one time we were discussing, and Tur Sahib is here, that the observatory terminology is different from our sunset, right? So what happened? They say sunset means the tip of sun is set. For us, the sunset means what? Whole sun disappeared. So for this reason, we decided to go with 2-3 minutes to wait time. When at the time, say the sunset is suppose 5:50, so we can wait for 2 minutes more because and especially in summer time. Winter time, sun goes very quick. So it is not the issue. So, but Rasulullah said, do it quick. So I said the Quran says, Atimmu siyama ila layl, night. Now, dictionary, if you open the dictionary, Arabic dictionary, night means what? The darkness, right? So, Fiqh Ja'fariya, Al-Fiqh al-Ja'fari, they took it that we supposed to wait few minutes more after sunset because it is in Quran. So I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Sharia by Rasulullah, not by dictionary. We are following dictionary just to understand the meaning. But the hukum will come from the same Rasulullah who is fasting and said, delay your suhoor. He said, be quick to break your fast. So it means when sun set, we have to, now for example, you are driving or you are not in position to eat anything, you can wait, it's not the issue. But the issue is that just making it a little bit more rewardful event that we wait 4 minutes more. It is not needed. So Rasul said al-baraka fi suhoor, and also la yadar an-nas bi khair. They will be in good position if they, for example, do quickly. So but Sahaba was asked, what is the difference between their timing? He said that if you read 50 ayat, so you can imagine that it was the difference between this azan and that azan. One of the issues which happened that in the early days, the fasting of Ramadan actually gradual. The first hukum came, شهر يا الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين قبلكم أياما معدودات. Do fasting for a few days. In Arabic, the plural word means 3 to 9, right? So if you fast 3, it is okay. If you fast 9, is okay. Not to complete month. So it was not mandatory that time. Then the hukum comes, Shahr Ramadan al Faman Shahida minkum shara falyasum. The one who witnessed the month, he's supposed to witness fast whole month. So now it becomes mandatory. The second part, which is actually very strange, that the practice, pre-Islam practice was that if you are not sleeping, right, and the fasting time, breakfast time arrived, you can do. But if you slept, you cannot break your fast. So one Sahabi, he was a farmer. He was tired, he came, and wife was preparing food, and he slept. 1 day, 2 day, and he became very fragile, very faint. So then the hukum come. It is not the issue you are sleeping or awakening. You can do breakfast anytime. So this kind of gradual thing happened this way. And also some kind of other issues came, just like وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ. Those who are not able to do, those who are capable to do fasting and they missed it, they can do fidya. This was also allowed. But ulama said that it mansukh, it is abrogated. But one of the opinion which I like, especially in our time, that it is abrogated, but its application is still available for needs. Suppose some people, they are not able to fast for their health situation longer days, right? So they can do fidya, right? Especially in summertime. Right? But the winter time, the easy thing. Even the diabetic people, they can do, for example, 12 hours and so on. Also, it is actually made easy for pregnant women, suppose, or the breastfeeding woman. So in this way, this ayah is actually saying that if you should fast, but you have some kind of problem, so you can miss it and you can do fidya. Now the rule is that if you make, suppose you miss the fasting in summer, better thing to fast in winter time if you can. There's no both thing together. If you did fidya, you not need to fast. If you make fasting other days, it is, for example, compensating and not needed fidya. Both things are not needed. Yes, a breastfeeding woman or suppose a pregnant woman, if they miss whole month, so they have both choices. In my understanding, they can fast for a few days and they can fidya, or they can do whole fidya for whole month. But for the period time missing, it is 5 to 7 days. So it is the solution that mostly the Shawwal 6 days are actually way to cover their situation and also to give them chance to fast. So this is one of the issue. Most of the time, for example, the issue comes here in our understanding that suppose some people, they are some kind of diseases because the marad, disease, right? We can miss the fasting for two reasons. One is sickness, another traveling. So traveling is, for example, acceptable for you to miss or not to miss. You can decide. But the sickness can be decided only by doctor. Medical doctor can say this sickness actually, if you fast, it will hurt you. Suppose you have some pain in knee. Because I'm not fasting because I'm sick. No, it is not the reason. You not need. But some kind of sickness, actually, it is advised by medical doctor. You should not continue. Otherwise, it will increase your. So you can take advice if the issue is there. And if the person of sickness do, fasting will be okay. If the person of suffer doing, it is also okay. But suppose in the period time, a woman, even if fasting is not accepted, so she should do other days. So we have two kind of ibadah. One is called ibadah, yani sihha, and it is accepted. And other is, it is invalid. So in that sense, both kind of situation happen when we are traveling or we are doing this thing. But making a plan to travel in fasting time is good idea. People say if we go to Australia in Ramadan time, we can have better Ramadan. So planned safar is not good idea, right? If something happened without any planning, but we say, okay, it is good idea to miss fasting, so we go outside and so on. So it should not be. right? Uh, Rasulullah sallam said, "Yuftiru." Yani the other issue is also very important. That two things important when we are doing fasting. It is also a good idea if we have offer other to break fast, we share both same reward. Yani Rasul said, "Man fattara saiman." Someone offered it. So it was a kind of tradition established in Muslim society. Anywhere they jump, and Subhanallah, yani you can see the Muslim change, transformed in Ramadan. Their journey of ibadah become very everything. Their journey of sadaqat become everything. But the problem in our time, the other issue comes now. If we provide fast and break a fast in Ramadan masjid, the other issue comes how we can clean, how we can make discipline and so on. So sometimes masajid are not willing to, for example, offer these things. But otherwise, it is a very rewardful thing. Second thing is that the fasting is actually, I can say you the taqwa. Quran says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. The taqwa is a two parts. One part is waqaya, prevention. And one part is to decoration, to do something, right? Ittaqu. So fasting, helping us in 50% of taqwa. Fasting stop and preventing me from bad things. So I'm not eating. My journey of soul is become stronger. My journey of body become weaker, right? So I'm doing this thing. But the other part of taqwa is my journey. Ramadan will not help me. Suppose I say I'm lying, I'm cheating, right? I'm backbiting, right? So Rasul said, someone fasting and this person is not stopped from these things, so it is just like he's hungry. What it means? It means that, for example, we supposed to make our journey of taqwa half from, and it's just like a bowl, right? If my heart is a bowl, so Ramadan and fasting cleaned it, right? Now it is my journey to fill it with good thing. If I filling with bad thing, what the sense of cleaning, right? So this is a very important thing that we mindful about the fasting. And the third thing is that when I got this sense of cleanliness, it is not related to fasting, it is related to whole life. So when I got a kind of training of cleanliness of heart in Ramadan, it means that it support me or help me 11 months. I say, okay, now Ramadan is over and I am back to normal, right? It is not a good idea. Some kind of it happened in our society. People, those who are busy with some kind of amusement or some kind of bad thing, but when we say no, Ramadan, we will not do it. And then we say, okay, what is the plan after Eid? What we will do? So in Ramadan they plan again to come back to it. So it means, for example, we are not taking Ramadan as a real training period, which make me, for example, to benefit from it after Ramadan as well. So this is a journey of Ramadan, and Rasulullah said the Sum Shahr Sabr. The month is Ramadan is a sabr, and two things very important. One is sabr, because we acquired this kind of capacity, living with good thing, and temptation is there, but we are controlling. It is one thing. And second thing is Shahrul. Rasulullah says Shahrul Mawasat. It is the month of feeling pain of others, right? So it is also one of the area which Ramadan makes. So Ramadan, you can say it is a package, right? It's a journey of ibadah, of soul, journey of money, journey of controlling our desire, and journey of making our living under Islamic environment. Because you can see that Ramadan transformed the whole ummah. And many Muslims, those who are not coming to masjid, they are not, but they become very different people. But the issue is that we are people of taqwa on and off, right? One time we are very pious, other day we are just like, So, so if it is better if we maintain one standard of taqwa in Ramadan and after Ramadan, both together. Jazakumullah khair.